This is Butch Reed. I'm proud to do a career interview with the Hannibal TV. So y'all listen. You might learn something.
This is Hannibal from thehannibaltv.com, and I'm with WWE Mid-South Wrestling legend. He's wrestled literally everywhere. WCW as well, as part of Doom. Butch Reed, also known as the Natural Butch Reed and Hacksaw Butch Reed. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about y'all?
I'm doing not too bad. It's been a busy weekend here. You're lucky you're only here for one day.
Yeah. I bet I am.
Yeah.
I know you're running around all around town in New York, huh? It's a heck of a town to be trying to travel across every day. But anyway, I'm here, and I'm ready. You ready? We gonna make it work.
So to start it off, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what your childhood was like growing up.
My childhood was a good childhood. I went from kindergarten through 12, and then 3.5 years of college. So I didn't do bad, but you know, I come up kind of rough and tough. You know, I come up in a family of hardworking people, and I mean hardworking. All outdoor work. My dad was. All of my jobs when I come up after school was from anywhere from in the kitchen to in the working field. So it was all good, and it was good. I was raised up proper.
And I guess you played football was the main sport you did.
Played football. Yeah, and then football was a good sport. Played a little basketball, but I wasn't all that interested in it. You know, we didn't have wrestling in my district, so it wasn't there. I just learned that on my own.
You ended up playing college ball at the University of Central Missouri. What made you choose that university?
Well, that's my hometown for one, Warrensburg, Missouri. You know, and I've had offers other places. I went to a major junior college in this country in Oklahoma, in Miami. And it's called Northeast Oklahoma, A&M. And there were scouts there looking at me too, you know, and out of high school, I had major offers from the top, the Big 10, the Big 8 in them days, which is now the Big 12. And I didn't have the grades, so I had to go to a junior college and give a grade point up.
Okay. And you ended up, I guess, getting recruited by the Kansas City Chiefs?
No, I did not. They did not recruit me. I walked on, and I was a free agent.
Okay.
And I was kind of beat up coming out of college, you know, and I had knee and ankle damage, you know, so kind of knocked you out of the draft like that. You know, low rounds, high rounds. But anyway, I got a good year in. I played and run down the football field and hit anything with the opposite jersey on. You know, different colored jersey. You don't have to worry about tackling football, knock it down.
Yeah.
You know.
What was the pay like in NFL back then?
It was low, especially for a low rounder. Walk on like me, about 25, maybe 30 grand. You know.
So how did you get into pro wrestling from there?
Walked in Bob Geigel's bar and just showed up. And Roddy Etchison took a look at me, and he was interested in me. And go on, he said, "Damn kid, where'd you come from?" I said, come from my mama. Good answer. Anyway, you need to come up here and see me at my camp. He trained boys out of the Littlebrook gym. Lord Littlebrook was one of the champion midgets in this country at that time. They had a gym out back, with a ring in it. We went there about twice a week and trained. And I did it for over a year. And got myself sent to Canada after about a year.
What promotion was that?
That was All Canadian Wrestling. Al Tomko, Gene Kaniski, old world champion Kaniski. And yeah, that's what sparked me. They were very high on me. They sent me all around. They sent me all around Canada. They sent me all around the western United States. And, you know, they let me get my experience in. So that's when I started back in 1979.
What gimmick were you using then? Just a basic gimmick?
I used no gimmick. I was a gimmick. Just superstar Butch, Bruce Reed. I was just plain old Bruce.
And you eventually ended up in Central States, I guess, and
yeah, I went back home after about a year or so. And I just lingered down there and moved on around Kentucky and Georgia.
Did you ever work with Harley Race when you were in Central States?
Harley Race is a great inspiration to me. Harley Race was one of my mentors. Harley helped train me. You know, Ronnie trained me. Harley was a mentor. I've had a few of them in this business, you know, and I've had mentors like, you know, Rufus Jones, like Big Cat Ernie Ladd, Junkyard Dog, Ric Flair. These guys I admire and respect. They helped me along, you know.
Did you ever see Harley Race in any of his altercations he had with fans outside in the bars?
I've seen a couple. He'd knock you out. Harley Race would knock you out. And a few more. But Harley was tough, one of the toughest men in my life. And he wasn't slow on the punch. He was good with his hands. He's a good world champion. He's just a good individual to me.
How did you find working in the Florida territory when you went down there?
I found it was all right with me. Working down there, got a good plug. Got a hell of a plug. I was exposed to all the top athletes in my business. Ric Flair had a bounty on me. Funk Brothers, Joey Funk, Terry Funk, they were booking down there in Florida for Eddie Graham. He had all kind of top talent come in to give me competition. Bruiser, Brody, Stan Hansen, Big John Studd, you know, Dusty Rhodes. I was kind of groomed like that, you know what I mean? Yeah.
How was Bruiser Brody to work with? Because some people said he was rough sometimes in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. I was expecting that. I was rough too. We was all rough. These guys can't play ball with each other, going out there and just slapping. We getting in holes. We getting down on the mat. We're rolling around. We're getting knocked out of the ring. We're getting slapped over the head with chairs. hey, we earned our money. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah, those big blackjack mulligan guys like that coming down out of Florida. They give me a big push. Eddie Graham liked me. I liked old Eddie. Give me a big push down there. Just push me for whatever kind of championship I need to have. Because I became an international champion down there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and you also had a feud with Flair over the NWA title, didn't you, at that time?
Oh, yeah. That was part of it down in Florida. And it just kind of went viral around the country. You know, we went around St. Louis, we went around Chicago, we went around over in Houston, places like this. And we was having a good run. We kind of clicked as a competitive nature. Ric Flair and I, and his athleticism, my athleticism, and then my young start. You know, Flair found out it was catching on, and we were a good matchup. You know, world champion cannot work with anybody without a good matchup.
Right.
So I just one of the ones that I was very fortunate enough to be one of these guys that can compete with Flair. You know, he's he's a good inspiration. You know, and I got a lot of respect for him.
So you got along with him outside the ring, of course.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Did you ever get the chance to go out with him when you guys weren't feuding?
Just about every night, whether we feuding or not, he'd buy the drinks. He'd set them up, shots for everybody, spin them around. Yeah, it was all good. It was just good old fun, you know. Yeah.
And did you ever have matches with Dusty Rhodes when you were in Florida?
I had a couple of matches with Dusty. Dusty was a hell of a showman, but he had a lot of charisma, and people just naturally draw to him. If you work with Dusty Rhodes down there in Florida, he was on top. You know, he one of the elite down in the Florida wrestling game.
When you went down to Georgia, was Ole Anderson booking?
No, George Scott was, okay. But Ole had been. I mean, Ole had booked with me anyway. George Scott was the booker, and Ole was a little bit later. Ole shoved Ron Simmons and I to be world champions, tag team.
Right.
And they were the Four Horsemen. Him, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. That's Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
We had some good battles. We got over a lot down there. We had Road Warriors. We had Steiner Brothers. We had Rock and Roll Express. We had a good run. You know, these guys, they was top of their class. You know.
And when you were in Atlanta, you feuded with Paul Orndorff. How was he to work with?
Paul?
Yeah.
I didn't work against him.
Oh, no?
We were baby faces down there.
Okay.
He was a good man to work with. We tag teamed up a lot.
Okay.
And Paul's a hell of an athlete in his day. And
Were you there when he bit off Tony Atlas's ear around that time?
He bit on it.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. But anyway, Paul is a half-ass savage. He fight down to the bone, you know. But he probably just bit Tony's ear to make Tony just back off of him. Tony's a big old a big old rough house, boy. So when he had us, nobody joke. Plus, he was full of that sauce. And he was hard man to handle, you know.
Did you ever wrestle him?
Wrestle with him.
Yeah, as a partner.
Yep. Well, he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, we've done a few interviews with him, and he's always entertaining.
I bet.
Who brought you into the Mid-South territory?
Junkyard Dog. Yeah. JYD and Big Cat Ernie Ladd. They brought me down there. And it was a good success. I got over down there.
Yeah. What was your impressions with Bill Watts when you met him for the first time?
Oh, Bill. Bill he's just a direct, and he's the boss. You know, and he wanted to run a tight outfit. Bill would find people, Bill would fire people, Bill would threaten. But you know, he had kind of his way of doing it, cause he wanted everything to be straight out for this business. You know,
yeah.
I seen him fire guys for losing a street fight. You know, and I seen him fine guys for being late to the matches. Oh, anyway, he run a tight ship. But Bill Watts is okay.
The guy that wrote Kamala's book told me that the origins of Kamala's mask came from a match she had with you. Do you have any recollection of that?
Yeah. It's a witch doctor gimmick. You know, and I'm a black baby face in that territory. And it's kind of like putting over to the black folks down in that territory that he's gonna put a spell on me, and he's really magical. You ever notice him slap his old belly?
Yeah.
When he come to the ring and do a couple of little jig steps. You know, that kind of goes a long way in the black community. I mean, a lot of people believe that. You know, and that's where it was. And he was strong like that. We had good matches. Kamala was a good credit to the black athletes. And he's not even from Africa. He raised hogs in Mississippi. Bless his heart.
Yeah, I actually was at his house last year where he did an interview with him there, and he's not doing too well these days.
Yeah,
he's lost his legs. And,
right. God bless him.
He's got a GoFundMe going up now for people to help him with his medical bills.
Right.
But another guy that you were connected with from that territory was Buddy Landell. Any memories of working with him?
Yeah, nature boy. God rest him too. We had a good relation. We had like a brotherhood. You know, we good friends, like family.
Yeah.
Buddy was raised by the Ku Klux Klan, you know.
I did not know that.
So now you do. So anyway, me and Buddy run around all over the place, tag teaming. Buddy's, you know, backdooring people for me, like my henchman. You know, like he's my boy, and he do anything, and I tell him to do. We played the Junkyard Dog on nationwide TV in Memphis.
Yeah.
You know, and he got us a lot of heat. Buddy was sliding in the ring behind one of them hot baby faces and knock him out for me and slide on back out. Well, anyway, It was a good run we had together. We were over now, but he had a lot of heat. And he just go with me anywhere, you know. He got another memory here. He wrecked a good car of mine. Monkey, Louisiana. Run right in the back of it. Fixing his hair. He was repositioning his hair. And he run right in my trunk with an Eldorado. And I had a '72 Buick. And it was a hell of a deal. And he was also come to his windshield. I was mad, but I couldn't be that mad at him. I just had to help him because he sure tore my car up.
Yeah.
And his too.
Yeah, there's a story on the internet that it said you were friends, but there was some situation where you knocked him out in a hotel.
Oh, in Atlanta?
Yeah.
He called me a nigger.
When he was drunk or something?
Yeah, he was drunk. Yeah, I knocked him in a swimming pool. Pulled him out and knocked him back down. That was that deal. He was drunk, but I didn't care. And he shouldn't have been that drunk. That's a real bad word around my community.
Do you think he could have done better in the business if it wasn't for his personal issues? Like, would you think he would have been a main event guy?
He wasn't doing bad the way it was. Right. He knew his position. Everybody got to understand that you on top, in the middle, on the bottom. But he need to get in where he fit in. And everybody else should understand that. It's in this business right now. You're either top, you're middle, or you're in the bottom. And just go on out there and do your job. You're gonna go a long way in the business.
And what are your memories of your feud with Jim Duggan in that territory?
It's the battle at Hacksaws. Rough and woolly, you know. Jim Duggan was a hot item. So was I. And that really kicked off down in Georgia, around New York even. No, not New York. It was all around Mid-South. It really changed over. It changed around Louisiana because the dog was gone, and we kind of held the territory up with the Battle of the Hacksaws. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it drifted. We took it over in Georgia and everywhere. So it kind of made a big hole disappear.
Who was using that name first, anyways?
Jim.
Yeah, Jim was, yeah.
The Funk Brothers named me Hacksaw when I went to Florida because of the football background. Jim Duggan has a football background. Jim Duggan was pro footballer. So was Dog, but we just that Hacksaw just clicked for us, and the Funk Brothers give me that title down in Florida.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you around when Jim Duggan had his little altercation with Matt Bourne in that territory?
No.
How did you get along with Matt Bourne?
Matt Bourne was all right. You know, I didn't really associate with him that much. You know, he's a little egotistical, but we got along okay, you know. We just cooperated with each other and went our own way.
And how did you get along with Ted DiBiase?
Very good. Ted's a friend of mine. You know, Ted's an old, want to be ordained minister now, and I'm proud of him. And he's never done no bad business with me at all. We've never had no reasons to, have any disagreements.
Of course, you had the big feud with Junkyard Dog in that territory. Could you just go through the feud a little bit for the fans that may not have?
It's just historical. It always told me 2 black guys that's fighting between them, feuding amongst themselves in the South won't get over. People don't want to see it, especially the black crowd, and they think it's kind of like a wrong thing to be producing professional wrestling, but we did it anyway, and we got over. Everybody, that's when I became the heel, the top heel I want to be, and it just shot dog on farther up the top, babyface line, and it clicked. We were selling out everywhere. It was very good. So that was that's a hell of a historical thing. You know, they bought it. The people bought it, and the people loved it. You know, like I told you, I painted him yellow on nationwide TV with a white man. Buddy Landell. Man, it was on and popping. We was rocking and rolling wherever we went, you know. So.
What was the craziest fan situation you got into in that time? Because I guess I heard a lot of Junkyard Dog's opponents were attacked a lot.
They were attacked. Yeah, they tried to attack me. You know, I've had trouble with the Klan. I had trouble with black vote. I've had to pull a pistol. New Orleans, after I took the strap, after I took the North American Championship, I had to pull a pistol and make people get back off of me. Just shot in the air. Wasn't gonna shoot, you know. I've had some Klansmen, some young boys, follow me out of town because I was talking to a black woman, and it was his woman. Butch, don't come back to this town messing with our women. And he kept running up on me. This was out of Lorandra, Louisiana. I popped that pistol again. Vida, Texas, I had a white woman and a half-white woman come back from Houston, riding with me. I had an escort out of town with a few of them in there with their rifles and guns sticking out the window. I had to crack another round. And I've never seen them again. But anyway, there's all water under the bridge. It's funny now, it wasn't funny then, but anyway, I'm just telling you, man, had a lot of heat down in them territories.
Yeah.
You hear me? I really did. A whole lot of it. I was over, you know, and it was good runs, good run.
When exactly did that incident with you and John Nord happen in that territory?
I don't remember when I was leaving. I was going back home for a while. Bill Dundee got him to thinking that don't give me too much and don't let me control too much of that mat. Well, I did. I took what I wanted, took what I needed. After it's over, he still won the match. And after it's over, he just come in there and just wanted some of me. He didn't want it to be over. I said, it better be over. How you gonna just smother me, just eat me up? You don't do that. Nobody's done that. fight started. What the bad thing about it, well, I beat on him. I knuckled him down. He backed off of me. And he said, Butch, wait till I get rid of this cold. We'll do it again. It's all, you ain't doing nothing to me again. It's over now. And that was it. There's all us to it. Just a misunderstanding, and I blame Bill Dundee for that. For psyching this boy up. Just push him off on me in the ring out there. That was very unprofessional. You know. And I didn't like it. So that's the way that went.
And some people have also said over the years, I don't know if this is true or not, that Bill Watts kind of stirred it up a bit in the dressing room too.
Maybe, I don't know. But I know that little egotistical little giant killer, Bill Dundee, I know he was all up in it. Bill didn't have too much to do with it. He's trying to get it over with. So.
Was problems with Bill Dundee one of the reasons why you left for that little period?
Nah, not really. You know, the problem was we didn't have that top baby face we needed. Dog was gone. That was a problem for me. And
you were wrestled with Jim Neidhart in that territory, I think. Any memories of that?
We were the Mid-South champions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Jim was very close. God rest him. Traveled up down the roads together. We held our title. We had a good run with the Rock and Roll Express down there. In between them and the Midnight Express. Yeah.
And he's actually going into the WWE Hall of Fame tonight. Are you surprised they waited for him to die to put him in the Hall of Fame?
That's a hard one to be the call, you know. I don't want to. Just God bless him for getting in there, you know. Yeah.
Another guy from that territory that unfortunately passed away recently, he worked for our company in Canada, was Nikolai Volkov. Any memories of him?
Very good friend of mine. Nikolai and I traveled with Neidhart. We all four traveled together. It's fond memories. He's a very good man. He was a nice guy. He gave you the shirt off his back. He was good people. And I'll never will forget him. Nikolai was all right with me. He was A1 in my book. He always come up with remedies to help you get better with colds and stuff like that. He just took care of us like a big brother.
You had a feud with Terry Taylor in that territory. How was that?
Terry Taylor?
Yeah.
It was good. Shoot. Big old black man down in the South. Beat on a little white boy. Yeah, that was good. And it was good when Buddy was included, because Buddy would help me to handling. Buddy was the nigga out doing matches. Hit him from behind, knock him out, I'm gonna cover him. You know, stuff like that. That competed, that made them feuds get hot with him wrestling Buddy, you know.
In later years, a lot of people didn't like Terry Taylor behind the scenes, I guess. Do you think that had more to do with just because he was an agent and jobs like that, or did you notice that side to him at all?
No, I didn't pay no attention to all that. It's just the way it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the backstage reaction when JYD jumped to the WWE?
Well, they know that the franchise done took off. The territory's not going to prosper as much without the JYD. So, you know, that was That was part of what I was telling you about a while ago. You know, he was gone. And he just needed to move on anyway. So he went up to New York. I followed him eventually. A few people followed him.
Do you have any road stories with Junkyard Dog from Louisiana that you could? I know it was a bit of a crazy time.
Yeah, I know. We just stuck to each other like glue. People see us get out of the car together, travel up and down the road, and we was threatened to be fired or fined. Everything, we got caught together without kayfabing. That was the best. That's the best.
And do you have any memories of working in Houston when you were in Mid-South? I think there was an agreement where they would send talent to Houston from time to time.
Send talent to Houston?
Yeah, to work for Paul Bosch.
Yeah, I was part of that clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Houston. Houston was a good town. We like to go to Houston every other week. You know, it's about 280 miles, but it'd be worth it. You get over there and Mid-South talent combined with Dallas talent, Von Erichs, all that. It was like a big show down in St. Louis somewhere. You know, down there. It was a good town.
And when you left Mid-South for that period of time before coming back, you had a very quick appearance in the AWA. Was there supposed to be more to that when you were introduced as the bodyguard, I think, for Jimmy Garvin? Or did something happen? Or why was that?
No. I just went up there just to give myself some space out in Mid-South. You know, and Jimmy Garvin was there. Jimmy and I are friends. Just had a little gimmick we could put together and you know, maybe make $1 or $2 like that up there together. You know, like what? You know, I'll just be his bodyguard and he just be the little pretty boy he is and show up looking good and, you know, and anything, he gets in trouble, anything, I've been done pull the plug on the bench, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And when you returned, you beat Dick Murdoch for the title. How was that? And is it true that he had a racist side to him, or is that all rumors?
Not to me, he didn't. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend. Yeah. He didn't ever get out of order with racism, showing me racism.
And you feuded with Dick Slater for a while. How did you like working with him?
Well, Dick Slater's good talent. Dick Slater and I just, he's two good athletes. Fighting about a woman he loves. I mean, you know, he had with him down there, and they was Dark Journey. You know, and it kind of clicked. Got over.
I guess something happened with Sting and Dark Journey. Were you there for that when he ended up taking that? Did Slater ever tell you what happened there?
No.
No one really knows.
Yeah, knows nothing about all that.
Yeah. I guess you left and you went back to Central States for a while before you ended up
New York. Yep.
And that's when you were first put with Slick in Central States.
Yep, as a natural.
Is it true that Slick is Rufus R. Jones' son, or is that?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure on it. But they claimed each other.
Yeah.
They had each other. Who am I to say what's true and what's not? I believe it.
Was it JYD that recommended you to WWE?
I was Ernie Ladd.
Ernie Ladd. Oh, I didn't ask you about Ernie Ladd from Mid-South.
And approval with JYD.
Okay.
And Slick. I was welcome up there.
I guess Ernie Ladd knew you from booking in Mid-South.
Yeah. He was my learning tree, he called himself. Just stick with me, kid. It's a learning tree.
Did you have a tryout or anything, or were you just brought right in?
Just brought right in. Right in.
Were you already doing the hair dye at that point, or was that something Vince came up with?
Oh, that's something we all come up with. They suggested it, and I went with it. It's a new gimmick in a new place.
What are your memories of your feud with Tito Santana?
There's some hellified matches. Tito's a hell of a man. You know, he made you look good. He was a good athlete to climb up the ladder for him with. He was already up there, he was on top. You wrestling guys like that, and the matches you want.
And you wrestled Coco Beware at WrestleMania 3. What was it like being in front of a crowd like that?
It was good. Very amazing. I like wrestling Coco. We had a good little in the middle of the card feud going, and sit me on up the ladder. And you know, it worked out real good with me and him. You know.
You had some great matches with Ricky Steamboat. I imagine you enjoyed working with him.
Yeah, he was a good man to work with, and you know, and he was smooth, I was smooth, and we just kind of clicked together for the International Championship. You know.
And speaking of that Intercontinental Championship, everyone always talks about the rumor that you were originally supposed to be the Intercontinental Champion when Honky Tonk Man won, because you...
Yeah, I was. I missed the match. And I missed the booking. That's all it was. I missed the booking. Didn't show up. Took extra day off. That's all there is to it.
They didn't say anything to you or anything that was the reason? You just figured that out?
The rumor was out. That was it.
What was the travel schedule like? You said you missed the taping. It was a pretty brutal travel schedule in those days.
It's a lot of days on the road. Over 300. Maybe twice on Sunday and Saturday. It's pretty grueling and hectic.
Did you ever hold any animosity towards the Honky Tonk Man over...
No.
And I don't know if you were married during this time, but I always heard that Mid-South had a lot of groupies, and I'm wondering if you noticed, whether you participated or not, if it was worse or better in WWE as far as like the crazy...
Man, I ain't asking them old questions about them groupies. No, I'm a married man now. No, I ain't. I'm not falling into that. No, sir. Nope. I got around them. Heck no. I ain't getting into that.
And we've done a bunch of interviews with Billy Graham, and he's actually still a friend of mine. He told me to thank you for taking such good care of him in the days when you were working with him in the ring. But do you have any memories of that angle you did with Billy?
Yeah, good ones. And Billy clicked together with the bodybuilding and everything, contest. Shoot, Billy kicked me up. Billy helped me climb the ladder over at WWE. We had those bodybuilding contests, and I'd turn on him and catch him from behind. And we had it going on. We were drawing crowds too. Billy Graham and Butch Reed, you know, the bodybuilding contests we had, and we done all right.
And you eventually ended up working with One Man Gang when Slick was managing both of you, but he became Akeem. What were your thoughts of when they changed him to Akeem, which was a weird...
Nothing. Yeah, that's good for him. You know, he was with it. He was satisfied with it. It was a good thing to do, and he knew it. He was a good businessman. You know, that's great.
And of course, Billy Graham was part of that first Survivor Series main event that you were also in, working with Hogan. I think you were on Andre's team. Any memories of that?
Yeah, I was the first one to go, and I knew what I needed to do. So they was building up the big time superstars. I just did my job, held them out, and went on with it.
Did you spend much time around Andre over the years?
Oh.
Just cordial backstage.
Yeah.
And you were also in the very first Royal Rumble that took place in Hamilton, Ontario. Any memories of that?
I really don't have none, man.
It all mixes in those days.
Yeah, I know. I really don't remember it. You know.
One thing you're very well remembered for is your match against Macho Man at WrestleMania 4. How was he to work with?
It was a classic. Like I say, we all got together and made it one big classic show and one big classic match. And Randy was a very business person with this business. He was born in it, and that's the way he worked in it. And anybody that, you know, would work with him, he'd work with you.
And shortly after that, you actually ended your time in WWE and went back to working for the Crockett's. I guess that was just the end of your run there.
Yep. Ready to go. You know.
Yeah.
I was tired of all them days on the road and everything. Just took off. You know. Yep.
And when you came to Crockett's, you're very well remembered for your match with Sting at the Chinatown Rumble. Could you tell at that time that he was going to be the huge star that he ended up being?
Oh yeah, they was pumping him. He was going to make it. He was a glamour boy.
Whose idea was the Doom tag team with Ron Simmons?
Dusty Rhodes and Norris, and yep, they give us the green light. We had a good run for a couple of years.
At first, they had you guys under masks. I guess you had been wrestling with
It's just a gimmick.
Yeah, just for the gimmick side.
It's for the gimmick.
And they had women with you at first too. Any members there?
She's a good girl. She's a good girl, and she was a good start to a tag team.
What were your thoughts when you heard about when she was killed? Like
Very sad about that. Very sad about that. You know, she was an exceptional girl, and just sorry to hear it. Sorry it happened.
You worked with the Steiners a lot. Two great tag teams right there. Any memories of those guys?
Steiners, Road Warriors. had to be. You had to hammer down. That was the varsity matches. Road Warriors, Steiners. They was our main draw card. Yep.
And I don't know the story on this, but someone said to ask you about Road Warrior Hawk.
Good friend of mine. God rest him. We were tight. He was a good friend of mine.
Did you travel with him on the road
Yes,
much?
I did. Sure did. And we got along very well.
Guessing not too many people messed with you guys when you were out.
No, we didn't have much trouble.
You worked with Eddie Gilbert and Tommy Rich as well. Any thoughts on those guys?
Yeah, they was good talent. Especially good for the areas they come from. They were real good. They were real heroically classified guys down in that South area. Being from out of Georgia, being from out of Alabama and Carolinas, they was all Americans, man. And it wasn't all that big or nothing like that. They didn't look all that tough, nothing, but they got over. They got over. Girls liked them.
Did they ever tell you the reason why they traded women with Teddy Long?
No, nothing about that. I just know that Teddy was for the greater good. We need the man. We need the man. We had to have a man for us.
Did he travel with you guys on the road
Yeah,
too?
he did. Everywhere we went. Yep.
And you had matches with Sting and Lex Luger after Long took over. Any thoughts on those matches?
Yeah, I didn't like them, but anyway, I had to work with them guys. And I think they both egotistical, but they liked them. I worked with them, but I wasn't gonna just be all that cooperative with them. I wasn't.
A lot of people have told us that Luger didn't really like to be hit hard or anything in the ring like that.
I didn't give a shit. You come on in here, step in my Slim Jim. Everybody's got to face a fiddler, you know. He was very, he didn't like all that. That's why I feel like about him like I feel about him, you know. And he didn't want to. We was all earning our money. We was living the life the way we want to live, and shit, he's got to take it too, you know.
Was it Jim Herd running WCW around that time? You ended up breaking up with Doom and leaving for a little bit. Any memories of the breakup and your matches with?
Yeah, it was all right. It was about time anyway. He wanted to break up, so let's let it go. Cause I'm good on my own. I'm good on my own.
Do you still keep in contact with him at all?
Yeah, sometimes. Yep. Yep, he's still a good friend of mine. You know, he's like family. Him and Teddy.
I guess you were pretty happy when he won the world title.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. You know, heck yeah. It's about time. He stayed with him long enough.
And when you returned, they had you team in with the Barbarian a bit. Any memories about him? He's known as another really tough guy. They seem to put you with all the tough guys.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all right with old Barbie here and there, you know. We got over pretty well. I don't know what they were trying to do, but I really didn't want no part of it. I just did the way I needed to do it, you know.
Yeah.
They brought it to me.
And you did some stuff with Cactus Jack around that time too, who went on to become a huge star. Any thoughts on him?
Cactus Jack was about crazy. He took unbelievable bumps from here and there. I ain't seen him for a long time, but I know he's a beat up man. I know he's carrying some battle scars and wounds deep down.
And you talked about this a little bit earlier, but working with the Four Horsemen in WCW.
They were a good team to get you started. They were a good team to get me and Ron started. It's like a spark plug. Just to get us over, up and going. And we could look a lot better with Steiners and Road Warriors, you know. Yeah.
Now, Jim Ross was a commentator in WCW and he worked behind the scenes. I guess you knew him from Mid-South too. He's become a pretty legendary guy in the business. Anything to say about him?
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a friend of mine, man. Shit,
he's going to be here tomorrow.
I know. I'll be around here the same. A few of my friends are going to be here tomorrow. Billy Jack Haynes.
What do you think of Billy Jack these days? Because he's kind of...
I think the world of him. I think the world of him. I don't care about nothing else. Billy Jackson is a true blue friend of Bruce. That's right.
Now, when you left WCW, was there any specific reason for that?
No, it's time me to move on. You know, there's something else to it.
You went on to wrestle for USWA. I guess would it have been Jerry Jarrett running it at that time?
I'll give him a couple of shots. I just moving around, trying to be independent.
Right.
You know.
You worked with Chris Adams in Global Wrestling. How were those matches?
I don't really, I never did care for that man. You know, and I didn't like him. Like Chris Adams, a real egotistical person. Just didn't care doing business with him, you know. So I went on work with him. I wasn't trying to get no more magic book.
I see, and I guess you went into rodeo at some point. Were you already?
I've been rodeoing all my life, man. Just about.
Yeah.
It's already in that before I was in professional wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your specialty in rodeo?
Steer wrestling.
Steer wrestling.
Yeah.
What's the biggest rodeo event you ever won?
What you mean? What biggest event?
Like there's the Calgary Stampede in Canada. That's one of our big.
I didn't ever go to them. I just sat around my own country, went to my Missouri Rodeo Cowboy Association shows, and maybe an NFR show here and there, and you know, I just won a championship buckle here, and a championship jacket there, and I wasn't too bad doing that. You know what I mean?
I guess all of your football helped you with the steer wrestling.
Oh yeah. Yep. All the weightlifting and everything.
Speaking of weightlifting, what are some of your best lifts?
This is many years ago. Many years ago, deadlift 505. I mean, deadlift 605. Bench press was 530. The squat 730. And that was, my knees can tell it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My knees and my ankle, even my back, it'll catch up with you. I was on the college powerlifting squad. He's doing the AAU. I wasn't too bad my younger day.
And you went back in the early 2000s to work for Harley Race for a few shots. Was that just personal favors to him?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Get him started.
Those would have been some of your last matches, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure enough.
And I guess you were part of that WWE lawsuit. I don't know if you want to, if you could talk about that, I guess.
Yeah, I can talk about it, but I don't want to.
Okay.
But, yeah. I mean, you know, it's kind of like my Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody else Hall of Fame, and I don't know what they give them, $1 million or what. I don't know. This will also come through for me. It'll be my Hall of Fame, you know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
For real.
We had a fan question if you had any memories of the Barton Coliseum in Little Rock.
It's there. I mean, you know, I know I've sold it out a few times with my dog, with my JYD.
Yeah.
That was good memories.
Do you have any bodybuilding advice out there? Because you had one of the best physiques in wrestling for your time.
You just got to train. Eat right, train. You know, stay flexible. You know, don't try to be too heavy. Just stay pumped.
What kind of a diet did you keep on the road? It's got to be difficult when you're on the road that way.
Yeah, real difficult. Didn't have much of diet. Just whatever I ate. But I didn't have no problem with. I didn't have no problem with overeating, weight gain. Pretty much eat what I wanted. You know.
There's a fan on here asking if you have any memories of your street fight match at Starrcade '88.
Yeah, I won. Yeah. Street fight matches what set me ablaze. You know, I've even had barbed wire matches. I've had dog collar matches. You know, they was all very well believable. You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
What do you do now for a living? Someone's asking.
I'm retired.
Retired. Did you do a normal job after wrestling?
I've done all kinds of normal jobs. Pouring concrete, trimming trees, you know, building coops, and, you know, and just living and working, you know, help build houses, everything. Anything I do. I come from a construction family.
Do you watch wrestling at all now still?
Not really. Nope. I don't even care. You know. I really want my wrestling to take care of me a little bit. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If there's any young wrestlers watching this at all, do you have any advice for them?
Yeah. Just keep your mind on your business. Don't think that you're gonna go in there and just set the world on fire. It'll come to you. Keep your training up, Keep your flexibility up. You know, the things you never thought you could do, try it anyway. Learn how to wrestle. In other words, instead of all these old high flyers out here now, get in a hole. Learn how to work in and out of holes. Be the best you can be. And listen to the old timers. Because they don't.
And you're still doing autograph appearances and things like that?
Yes, sir.
Where could people contact you if they want to book you?
I'll let them contact me through the contact that I have right now. You know, his name is Nick Massey.
Okay. Yeah, I think he runs Captain's Corner or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Autographs.
They can contact me through Nick Massey. Okay.
And you're not taking matches anymore. You're doing appearances.
No, I'm not. Oh, too stove in to be putting on wrestling boots. Trying to get over the top rank, top rope. Those are.
How did the Von Erichs treat you when you were working for World Class?
Good. It's good. David Von Erich and me were kind of socially, you know, so close. We got along very well. I got along well with all the brothers. No biggie. But David and I was a kind of special bond.
Was that your favorite promotion to work for in Texas?
Yeah, it was Paul Bosch.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Paul Bosch was a good payoff guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of him, did you ever run into Bruce Pritchard when you were working for Paul Bosch?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What did you think of him?
Bruce Pritchard's a friend of mine. You know? Shit. Nothing wrong with him.
Was your favorite territory Mid-South?
It's like my second home down there. Might be moving back down there.
Oh, really?
One of these days, yeah.
Where are you living now?
I live in my hometown, Warrensburg, Missouri.
Okay.
Right there. It's just 50 miles east of Kansas City.
There's a fan asking on here how Ron Simmons is doing these days.
I think he's doing pretty well. Haven't heard anything else.
Did you ever meet Gino Hernandez when you were in Texas?
Well, no Gino. Yeah, good guy. Heard he'll be around tomorrow. I heard.
Oh, that's Manny Fernandez.
It's Manny and Gino.
Yeah, Gino's the one that died. Manny's the Raging Bull. Genie.
I know Manny.
Okay.
But I didn't know Gino was gone.
Oh, yeah. No, he passed away. Yeah, unfortunately.
God rest him.
Have not the greatest eyes, but I've tried to read some of these fan questions. What did you think of Adrian Adonis?
He was all right. He was all right. He's a good worker. He a little cocky. But he's all right. He was all right. All with Adrian.
I don't know if you know a guy named Arthur Bronson, but he says, good seeing you on here, my old friend.
Tell him hi. I can't call, but tell him I said hello.
Very good. Well, you're going to be at this hotel tomorrow. It's the Meadowlands Plaza Hotel in New Jersey. If anyone sees this that's in the New York area and wants to meet you, you're going to be signing autographs here tomorrow night, or tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah.
at Markout at the Meadowlands. Who is your favorite opponent?
Got none.
None?
Got none. None of his favorites. They were just opponents.
I guess you made the most money with Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, that's about my favorite right there. You hit that nail on the head. He's like a brother, for real. Thank you guys.
Well, you did a great job of
appreciate
answering this, going through your whole career. Is there anything you want to say to close us off to your fans?
No, brother. We've hit the big nail on the head. Be all right. Been a long day for me.
Thanks.
Shit. You're welcome. I've been up since 6:30 this morning. You know what I mean? I'm ready to
Go to bed.